Daniel Sturridge, once Liverpool's young prodigy, used to score over 20 goals a season alongside the greats such as Luis Suarez. However, Sturridge throughout his career has been on the receiving end of a lot of injuries, resulting in him missing 98 games during his time at Liverpool. In terms of days, he missed 564 days out of a possible 1,060. Sturridge picked up some form of injury from every season from 2012 onwards, with last season, 2018-2019 season, being the first to break the trend. He's had a lot of injuries, however in this video we're going to focus on two. One, his hip injury, and the second will be something called his knee oedema. But before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Matthew Fayisa and I'm a third year medical student from London. If you like this style of content and you like the idea of medical analysis of sports injuries, make sure you to subscribe. I plan to release around one video a week depending on how many people get injured. Also, as per usual, comment down below and recommend me who to cover next. We don't just do football players. In the past we've done tennis, we've done basketball and athletics. Daniel Sturridge has suffered from a hip injury which has bugged him on 3 different occasions since the 2015 season. The injury consisted of a tear to the hip flexor muscles. The hip flexor muscles are a group of muscles that are responsible for bringing your knee to your chest and actually bending it at the wrist, so forming that hinge. There are many hip flexor muscles located in your lower limbs and hip region. These are, but not limited to, the iliacus muscle, the psoas major muscle, and the rectus femoris muscle, which in particular is located in the quadriceps. If you were to get this injury, you would typically feel pain in the front of your hips, but these would be accompanied by pain when you lift your knees to your chest, pain when bending down, pain when stretching your hip muscles, muscle spasms in your upper leg, and a little bit of swelling and tenderness. Hip flexor strains are more likely to occur when you overuse your hips and your legs. As a result, a lot of athletes and sports stars can be the recipients of this injury. These include people that play football, like Daniel Sturridge, are cyclists, MMA fighters, which specialize in the arts such as taekwondo, where you use a lot of your legs to kick, dancers, and generally any sports where you use your legs. Just like other muscle and ligament injuries, a hip flexor injury can be graded from 1 to 3. This is a severity scale, with grade 1 being a very mild sprain, whereas grade 3 is a very significant and severe strain where ligaments are literally kind of torn apart or torn off the bone. As a result, in a grade 3 tear, you won't be able to walk without a limp. Regarding treatment, Daniel Sturridge was sent to America. However, despite this surgery, he constantly had the injury and it's plagued him for his whole career. In addition to this injury, Sturridge also had oedema in his knee, which made him miss 7 games for Liverpool in the 2015-2016 season. Oedema is a medical term for the general collection of fluid in an abnormal place in the body, typically in the limbs. This refers to fluid that has escaped the body cavity and collected in regions such as joints or muscles. Typically, signs of oedema in the knee are swelling, pain, stiffness, and occasionally redness. Oedema usually in the knee, for example, is the result of trauma, so a high impact injury such as an ACL tear, a torn meniscus, broken bones, or damaged cartilage. As we age, typically oedema becomes more likely. However, as Sturridge is a footballer, he is overusing his knees and overusing his joints to play football. As a result, this speeds up the aging process in his joints and makes him more susceptible to having knee injuries and, in this case, swelling. Oedema is typically treated by draining the excess fluid from the joint or the limb. However, this has some complications. First complication is muscle atrophy, which is referred to the increased wastage and weakening of muscles due to the fluid around them. Excess fluid in muscles and joints weakens their force and results in their use not being appropriate. As a result, the body kind of reduces the muscle mass as it no longer needs it. Another complication is something called the Baker's cysts. Baker's cyst is the formation of a fluid-filled sac at the back of the knee. This is very painful and can cause someone a lot of irritation. Also, if there's an underlying issue with the knee joint in particular, there are more invasive forms of treatment that can be used. 1, arthrocentesis, and 2, arthroscopy. Arthrocentesis is a 2-step process where the doctor will first use a needle to remove the excess fluid from the knee and then replace it with corticosteroid injections to help tone down the inflammation. Arthroscopy, on the other hand, is the method where a small incision is made in your knee and a tube is sent in to help remove any loose ligaments and tissue that might be causing the problem. Anyway, this is the end of the video now. I want to say thank you for watching, and if you like this and you are a Liverpool fan, we have a video on Mo Salah versus the average man where we looked at his injury when he collided with Sergio Ramos in the finals and also compared his physical attributes to the average human. In addition to that, we also have made a video recently on LACAZETTE where we looked at his ankle sprain and Marco Asensio's ACL season-ending tear. Apart from that, I would say watch those and thank you for watching.
Hey. Grew up in the east, that's where they rule the streets, that's where they catch a case for some jewelry, I swear. If you wanna test it, you think that it's sweet, I dare you to survive in the belly of the beast. I'm fearing that the likelihood that my brothers could meet their makers is high, so